Good morning, good day, good evening, everyone, depending on the time from where you're looking our show. Here we go again with Valo Arome, today with you in our weekly Moneylogy show where we talk about financial literacy, investing, entrepreneurship, and share our thoughts and also advices about how to be more effective on your journey towards financial freedom. So, hi, Valo.
Good morning, Girish. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. As always, we have specific topic for you prepared to discuss, and if you have any ideas about upcoming topics you would like us to discuss in the future, just feel free to comment below the video already now, and we will be more than happy to include these topics in our future shows and give value to you. As well, if you have any questions during a show, you can ask them below the video in the comments, and we will be also more than happy to answer them in the end of the show. So today's topic is a bit different one, about resource which is, I would say, even more valuable than money. It's time. So what does it mean, time? Because actually we all know that time is existing everywhere around us. Before we dig deeper in the discussion, I would like to present you a short description in the Starfish vocabulary part. So what does it mean, time? Time is, of course, limited and the most valuable resource, I would say, for the reasons you can see in the picture. First of all, we can't manage time. We can just choose where to spend and how to spend our time, and we can't accumulate time. We can't buy. Okay, of course we can in a way buy time if we delegate some tasks for others, but in specific meaning buy time directly, we can't do it. Also, we can't stop the time. So this is why this resource is even more valuable than money, which can be printed around us, and we can use it as much as we want. Just the question how to earn enough money for us. So coming back to the discussion, why the time is more valuable than money, and why we say that financial freedom is even probably first most important thing, is because it allows you to get your time back. Wow, what are your thoughts about it? Why time is more valuable than money, and what people need to do in order to use it wisely?
Yeah, you just said that you can't buy time except when you're in the movie. It just reminded me there was a nice movie about 10 years ago with it's called In Time, and Justin Timberlake was playing there in the role where they could actually buy time. So this was probably the only place you can do that. But yeah, in real life, I would say that money and time are the main two resources that we have on a daily basis, and we have to be really smart how to use it. And quite often what happens is that we do not value the time resource, and we value money more, so we actually give it away quite cheaply or not with a very good ratio. And probably the best explanation I've heard is that if you think about time and money, I mean, time is a limited resource. Everybody will run out of time eventually. But if you think about the time, if you think about the money, then it's totally unlimited. The central banks are printing it from the printing machine. And what most of the people are doing is that they're going to work every day and they're selling their hour to get this paper, which is unlimited. And if we are selling on a daily basis our limited resource to unlimited resource in the ratio of 1 to 1, then it's probably not a very good deal you can do for the rest of your life. So it's better, become smart with your money and think how you can leverage your time so you could earn more money with less time. So this is always the challenge people have, and I don't think most of them think about it when they go to work every morning.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a bit, in a way, not the most effective way of exchange, to give your money, which is limited, to some paper, which is basically losing value each day. And what we see even now, the money is printed each day with a speed we can't even imagine. Because just recently I saw an extract from one movie where it was shown how much money was printed in US during the last months during quarantine, and you can't imagine even the amount of money this is why the money around us is a limited resource. And I would say if we can't earn enough money, the question is only what skills we need in order to be able to earn it, or what value we need to give to others in order to be able to get enough money for that. But with time is totally different, because you can't have more time than 24 hours a day, or 168 hours a week. And this is the time everyone has. I like the saying that if I ask people, have anyone of you at least once in your life said that you don't have time? And almost everyone raised the hand. But the reality is that everyone has the time, but they don't have a free time because they don't use their time wisely. So what would be your thoughts about how people would be able to try to start using their time more effectively, not just exchanging always with ratio 1-to-1, like you said?
Well, most of the people are kind of selling their own time. I think the smart way would be, be able to sell also other people's time. But for that, you have to be an entrepreneur, and that's the possibility which can actually help you, because even if you are a business owner and you are a specialist in some area and you are invoicing the customers by the hour, then you're still selling by the hour, and eventually you run out of the hours in a month. But if you have a team and if you use the leverage, you can use money as leverage, you can use people's time as leverage, then that's the way how you get ahead faster than everybody else.
Yeah, and this is what basically financially successful people do. They always try to leverage other people's efforts with their own efforts, and this is why it's not even possible, from my understanding, in my opinion, to win this game when you compete some like one individual with a team of best players joined in some venture like a company or other way. So this is why if you look to Robert Kiyosaki quadrant, cash flow quadrant, there are two parts, like the left part and the right part. And on the left, we can see, like Vala said, these people who are usually working for somebody else or working for on their own, but still exchanging time with money in the ratio of 1-to-1. And on the right side, we can see always the people who can exchange their time with a leverage with 1-to-0 to infinity, even 1-to-10, 1-to-50, 1-to-100, and so on. And if you understand this difference, how you can win the game using only your time against the people where they can use 10 times more time than you have.
Yeah, and I think the trap is actually charging by the hour. I think this is something you should get out of as quickly as possible, because you will always have a cap on your head, because we all have 168 hours a week. You have to sleep as well, so you always have a limit to your income if you're charging by the hour. So you have to figure out the way how you can actually really, like we said, use other people's money or other people's time, so you can charge more than the hours that you have in a week.
Yeah, and from other side, actually, probably it's also valuable to calculate how much your hour is, how much your hour is priced, yes, or valuable, because then you can understand what tasks you need to delegate or quit doing, because you do tasks which are much cheaper than the hour which can bring you more money. So still to understand how much money you would like to be paid for the task you're doing is probably valuable, but at the same time it is necessary to look for more effective ways where you can automate or delegate the tasks to be done to others. And
I think also the time is, I think it's a bit of like awareness issue, because it's so easy to do what everybody else is doing, but it takes an extra effort to become aware what is actually important in life, and understanding that time is a limited resource that we run out of eventually. Then by just that thought, you could start using it more wisely, or at least thinking the ways how you can leverage your time better than just selling it by the hour.
I totally agree. And that's why I would say that we need to look to time always from a perspective of watch and compass together. Because watch just shows the time and compass shows you the direction where you need to move. And usually people use time just to earn money because they need some money to live on. And they exchange the most valuable resource, like we said, for the money going to job just to earn enough money to feed their family and so on. But if we would think from a bit different perspective, what work, what tasks, what jobs they choose in order to be more closer to their main goals, and this is exactly compass, then they would probably be more aware about how to use their time wisely.
Yeah, and I think also that when you have financial education and you are a business owner and you are an investor, then you can in a way you can get still the time back, because if you go from an employment to a business owner and your business is bringing your income, you can maybe win back some of the hours that you spent there. But like you said, you can't manage it. You can just have different decisions how to use it. But in a way, instead of working 40 hours a week, you could potentially work 20 hours or
Yeah.
10 hours a week if you're smart enough.
Yeah, that's why we are saying that basically financial freedom is first of all getting your time back, because if you create a passive income streams either from your business or from other investments like real estate, stocks, you are able to choose how much time you spend for doing some work, or even to choose if you do a work or if you don't do, because you can choose to spend this time for other areas which are more important, like health, relationship, and self-actualization and so on.
I think it would be even more accurate to say that you expand the choice of your time,
Exactly.
because you have the time anyway. You just you don't have control of it. But then if you get the control back for your time, then you will probably do some different things in life. So
Yeah, probably, yeah. Even more accurate saying would be that you are getting back control of your time, not your
Yeah.
time, but control of your time.
Yes.
That's why basically I would say that the first steps for those who watch our show, if you want to see some possibilities how you can start getting back this control, first of all, look to the weekly time you spend each week. Let's say just take with 168 hours and calculate how many hours you spend for what areas, how many hours you spend for your work, job, how many hours you spend for sleep, and you will see that you have quite a small amount of free hours in your weekly schedule. And
Under your control.
yes, under your control, exactly. And the big difference is where you choose to spend these 3 hours. Because if, let's say, you just choose to lay on your sofa and watch TV, probably nothing will change significantly in the future. But if you spend even this small amount of hours for learning new skills, for increasing your financial literacy, for doing some actions in order to create a passive income, it can change your possibilities in near future quite drastically.
Yeah, I would also maybe add this idea is that, I mean, you will never get to the ideal situation in life. Even if you have a choice or control of your time, people still use it in a not so efficient way. But at least you're getting closer. So we more call it like a harmony. So you get more closer to the things you would like to do. It doesn't mean that you're doing it 100% every day, but at least you have a control or a decision. And then it's a question of your own intelligence. Am I spending it watching TV, or am I spending it to grow my business, or work with my investments? So but at least I have a control of the time.
Yeah, that's true. So if you want to get back of control of your time, you can just do a small exercise. Make a sheet of paper with hourly lines for 1 week, and just mark this 1 week, each hour where you have spent this hour, and then just do analysis and see what could be done differently next week. And maybe we'll find some more, at least few hours more to spend on tasks, on areas which can change your financial outcome also in the future.
And you also, and just a quick add, you also have actually choice of your job. Just that you made a contractual agreement to give away your time, but you can always reverse it and you can always get it back. So you still have the control, but some allotment you have just contractually given away to somebody else.
That's true. So for those who watch our show, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down below the video in the comments section, and we will answer them. If even you watch the recorded version of the show, still you can do the same, and we will include these questions to the upcoming shows. And by the way, if you want to watch our previous shows, you can go to Starfish Academy YouTube channel. Also follow us on Starfish Academy profile in Facebook, and Instagram is also the place where you can find us. So choose the channels which are more comfortable for you. Follow us if you are interested in the topics we share here about financial literacy, personal finances, entrepreneurships, and we will be more than happy to share our thoughts and our advices which could be valuable and helpful for you on your journey. So let's meet the next week, the same time, depending on where you are. Probably the time can be different, but we do it the same time, same day each week, and we'll be looking forward to meet you here and also answer your questions and include the topics which are more valuable for you if you help us to know about them. So thank you,
See you next
also
week.
for your time.
Yeah. Thanks.
See you. Bye-bye.